Debra Morgan has suffered so much up until the end. Shut the hell up, Dexter. It's all your fault. Bruh. I'm gonna be talking about how Debra Morgan has just basically suffered throughout the whole entire show up until the very end. I decided to make a video on this because I recently watched Dexter, even though this came out a long time ago. But as I was watching throughout the seasons, I realized that Debra has gone through some mad shit. It's not even funny, it's very sad, very tragic, and I was very unhappy. This is basically a list kind of in chronological order of what Debra has been through. Please keep in mind that there may be a few details missing here and there, but if I'm missing anything, just let me know in the comments down below. Debra's mother died from cancer, I believe, when she was only 12 years old. Harry also died because he had a very bad heart. Can we talk about how Debra even lost Banjo?
So sorry, sweetheart. I never should have gotten him without talking to your dad. This is all my fault. I love you so back.
Come on. It's all Dexter's fault. She could have had a pet when she was a little kid, but Harry was afraid that Dexter was going to kill Banjo. Season 1. Debra suffered because she was just trying to find love. She was desperate, and she met Brian Moser, Ice Truck Killer, aka Dexter's brother, and he basically ruined things for her. Before that, she was dating some dude in a marriage already, so he was basically cheating on his wife to have an affair with Debra, so Debra dumped his ass. But the Ice Truck Killer, he is something else.
Debra Morgan, will you marry me?
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Is that your version of a yes?
Yes.
He freaking led her on the whole time just to get close to Dexter, even kidnapped her and almost killed her.
Made it easy. So desperate to fall in love.
After the incident with the Ice Truck Killer, Debra was never really the same. She was very paranoid and she felt very tormented because of the experience she went through. And people were knowing her as the Ice Truck Killer's girlfriend or fiance. It just really messed her up in the head, as you can see.
Hey, isn't that the Ice Truck Killer's babe? She was in the paper. She's fucking hot. Yo, Mrs. Ice Truck Killer, just turn around. Look scared for the camera.
Haven't I seen you on television? Hey, excuse me, are you that girl?
What the fuck are you doing?
Debra gave it another shot of love and met Gabriel, but in the end that didn't work out because she met Special Agent Frank Lundy. By the end of season 2, Frank Lundy finished his investigation on the Bay Harbor Butcher. He ended up leaving to Oregon, so it was very sad for Debra because she found new love and he ended up leaving.
When do we leave?
Not we. Me. My flight leaves tonight.
Wait, I just said wait.
For Christ's sake, honey, make up your mind.
Why do I have to make up my mind?
The only thing I have on season 3 is that Debra had to work with a new partner, a new character named Joey Quinn, and she had to determine if he was trustworthy or not because he had a lot of bad things said about him in the past. That wasn't really too big of a deal. She also had a boyfriend at the time named Anton, and Anton was an informant for Joey Quinn who happened to be connected to Debra. And they fell in love and he ended up getting tortured by George King, known as the Skinner. Season 4, Lundy came back and it was very short-lived for him because he died from Christine Hill, the Trinity Killer's daughter. It's very unfortunate that Debra had to see Lundy die right in front of her. And she even got shot herself and was sent to the hospital. That's just very heartbreaking to see. Even after that, it was kind of like two birds with one stone version of heartbreak when Debra told Anton that basically that she was cheating on him and he could find better. So Anton left at that point while she was in the hospital.
You deserve so much better.
Is that what you want?
Sorry I hurt you.
By the end of the season, Debra learned that Dexter is related to Brian Moser, the Ice Truck Killer, so that really psychologically mindfucked her for quite a while. But at that point, she didn't even realize that Dexter was also a serial killer.
Harry adopted him. The other boy was too damaged by the incident.
No shit. He grew up to be the Ice Truck Killer. What the hell
am I supposed to do with this?
You keep it to yourself.
Rita's inside. It was me.
Season 5 got pretty bad for Debra because she ended up killing Carlos Fuentes, which was like one of her, I guess that was her first kill. So it was shocking for her to take another human life.
Drop the gun right now.
It got even worse because after she killed Carlos, LaGuerta pinned the whole bad incident on Debra for the death of people in the club. Sierra Manzon just took advantage and just joined the force from there. And Debra got suspended because she took all the blame.
It was you. LaGuerta asked you to back her story, and of course you did.
And by the end of that season, with the Barrel Girls, Debra could have caught Lumen and Dexter behind the sheets after killing Jordan Chase, but instead she went against her morals and determined that it was best to let them go because Lumen suffered so much in the hands of the Barrel Gang syndicate.
I know who you are. Number 13. And I know what they did to you. Maybe it's true some people deserve to die, but I'm a cop and I don't make that fucking decision. In an hour, this place will be swarming with police. If I were you, I'd be gone by then.
Moving on to season 6, we had Quinn's proposal to Debra. This went really bad. Debra was not prepared for this. It felt too soon, I guess, and she just liked the way things were. That ended up ending their relationship.
Debra Morgan, will you?
Are you insane? I never meant to hurt you. I just like things the way they are.
It's, not good enough. I want more.
That's the problem. I don't. You are.
You know, I just don't.
Later on, things even got more messy because Debra started realizing that she had feelings for Dexter, like she was actually in love with him. And with the help of her therapist at the time, Michelle Ross, she's the one that convinced Debra that she does have feelings for Dexter.
He's my brother.
Yet you're not biologically related. You getting upset?
Fuck yes, I'm becoming upset because you're making it sound like I want to be with him or something.
Well, do you?
At one point in the season, Debra almost died thanks to Beth Dorsey, who was one of the Doomsday Killer Travis Marshall's followers. She had a gas bomb in a backpack to just blow up the precinct, but thank God Dexter saved her and Beth got the bad end of it.
Thank you again for coming.
Get everyone out of here.
In the same season, Debra was involved in a case which connected to Captain Thomas Matthew, and basically she couldn't go against her own moral codes and didn't really try to cover it up. So in the end, Thomas Matthews basically disowned her by saying that he was like done with her, best of luck, and he even told her that she wasn't ready to become a lieutenant or be the lieutenant at the time. That kind of hurts because he was kind of like someone she looked up to, and he just like pushed her down just because she wouldn't look the other way.
You just wouldn't let this thing go. Your father would be so disappointed. What you did was screw over the only person that can protect you from a job that you are clearly not ready for. Good luck.
In the end of season 6, we have Dexter who killed Travis Marshall, and Debra just happened to be there to see Dexter finish him off. And at that point, she realized that her brother just killed someone, and that terrified her, and she was definitely in shock. In early season 7, Debra realized that Harry was helping Dexter the whole time when he was alive, since he was a child, with his serial killer urges, and that did not go well because she came to realize that Dexter indeed is a serial killer and likes to kill and just cannot control himself.
But on some level, Dexter, you like to kill.
I like the way it makes me feel. Change who I am.
She even had to cover his ass many times and go against her own code, like being on the police force as a lieutenant.
I am the lieutenant of fucking homicide, and I have already helped you cover up 2 murders. 3, this makes 3. And the fucking bartender, oh my fucking god, oh my god.
Later in the season, they meet Ray Speltzer, who happened to be a psychotic serial killer who likes to build crazy mazes and stuff. And Debra went to investigate and almost died in his maze. But good thing, again, Dexter saved her life. Debra faced even more heartbreak when Dexter met Hannah McKay and started falling in love with her. Debra knew that Hannah was dangerous, and she was just heartbroken by the fact that Dexter was falling in love with another woman.
Being with Hannah is worse than being a killer?
Yes! No, I don't. But you can stop seeing her.
I don't want to stop seeing her.
And she even confessed his feelings again, and Dexter totally did not understand it.
In love with me? What do you mean you're in love with me?
It's one thing to be in love with your brother, but it is a whole other level to be in love with your brother who's a goddamn fucking serial killer.
Later on, Hannah really poisoned Debra, and she ended up getting into a car accident because she fell asleep at the wheel.
She was at my house yesterday, asking me to back off. Arlene must have called her after I left her house.
Hannah was at your house yesterday.
Yes.
By the end of season 7, it was a terrible experience for Debra because she was stuck in a really bad situation to the point where she had to kill either Dexter, her own brother, or LaGuerta.
Do what you gotta do.
After Debra made the difficult decision to kill LaGuerta just to save Dexter, she was completely broken and torn down. This was like the lowest point of her entire life because she killed an innocent woman just to save her brother. Lastly, we have season 8. Debra was in terrible shape. She left the force. She found a new role as a private investigator for Jacob Elway. Debra was definitely losing it. She was like on drugs, and she was just like pushing her feelings out the window. At the end, Dexter came to try to save her and ended up killing Andrew Briggs right before her eyes. Things got worse when El Sapo came around. Debra basically killed him when he was in his own vehicle. So that's another life that Debra had to take, and she couldn't control her impulses to kill him. Later on, Dexter and Debra are riding in the car, and Dexter tells her that Harry actually died from an overdose of his heart medication because he was afraid that he created a monster out of Dexter and committed suicide. And at that point, Debra understood how Harry felt and even tried to kill them by driving the car off the road. She must have been at a really bad state of mind to even want to commit suicide with her brother.
Harry OD'd on his heart medication, thought he created a monster.
I think I know how he felt. Why he killed himself. But he only got it half right.
Later in the season, Dexter told Debra that he was going to leave the country permanently and live a life with Harrison and Hannah. They were looking to go to Argentina, and Debra felt like she would be very lonely without Dexter because she was really dependent on him her whole life. So this was definitely a huge change.
This is just for right now, it's not forever.
I know that fuckface.
But little do we know that after his attempt to leave, Dexter ended up letting Oliver Saxon live, which was a huge mistake. He ended up shooting Debra, so she got shot, ended up going to the hospital without Dexter being there.
Don't move.
I should never have left Saxon alive.
In the hospital, Debra was able to say that she loves Joey.
I'm gonna be right here, okay?
I love you, Joey.
What's that?
And that was a really short and emotional scene, and little did we know that it would be the last time that she got a chance to see Joey. It got so bad for Debra. I think she had a stroke or something. She was like in a state where she couldn't wake up at all. And at that point, Dexter made his decision to kill Debra and to free her, which was very painful to watch as a viewer.
I love you, Deb.
I was very frustrated that that happened. They did mention that they would need a miracle for Debra to recover, but she never got the chance because of Dexter. He ended up throwing her in the ocean, where he also buried most of his victims, which was very ironic. That was it for Debra's crazy life within the show Dexter, season 1 through 8. I feel so bad for Debra. She was an awesome character, but she did not have it good at all, so that is very disappointing. If you guys made it this far to the end, thank you guys so much. Please give this video a thumbs up. Would totally appreciate that, and maybe I'll make even more Dexter content, who knows. But for now, peace out, have a great day.